right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for this. It has to be said, and once the Nobel Pulitzer Prize winner George F. Will said, sports serves society by providing vivid examples of excellence. And in our country, we've seen many such examples, from athletics to kabaddi to cricket, of course. Indian sportsmen have shown their grit, and we are dreaming of how we can take this thing forward. At the end of the day, a sporting nation is great for a variety of reasons. There's a sense of pride that comes from sports. Tell me, have you ever really seen as many people waving the Indian flag and feeling patriotic and out there as during the World Cup? Just imagine the scenes that we saw all across this country when India won the World Cup in 2011. Could have happened again 2-3 months back. But the same is true elsewhere. We are sometimes seen as a cricketing nation, but it can be taken elsewhere, to hockey, to boxing, to we're about to be joined here by a boxing champion as well, and it should really roll out, and we should take this thing forward. But you don't just get Olympic gold medals or win World Cups out of nothing. We have to set the stage for it. We have to become a fit nation, we have to become a sporting nation, and we have to have the right facilities. And that's really what this campaign is all about. So, welcome to the third season of the NDTV-Nirmal Marks For Sports campaign. This is the only campaign in the country, I beg your pardon, which is promoting sports, fitness, and every child's right to play. Well, we have joining us some of the finest voices in corporate India. Sachin Jindal is with us, Adi Godrej is with us as well, Viren Raskina is with us as well, the CEO of Olympic Gold Quest. Dharmesh Jain is with us, the CMD of Nirmal. We are going to be joined in just a couple of minutes by the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis. But before we go any further, let's just take a look at the journey that Marks for Sports has had over the years through the eyes of a little champion who embodies the very spirit of the campaign itself.
My name is Shubham Jagla. I started golf when I was 5 years old, and I've been playing since. Because of no facilities in my village, I had to practice in the fields. Then I got featured in the Marks for Sports campaign, and people got to know about my golfing talent. And then I had an interview with NDTV. The principal of Lakshman Public School, where I study today, was there.
Without charging any fees or anything, all facilities will be provided.
I'm so grateful that usually people get admission through academics, but I'm so grateful that I got admission because of sports.
India needs to get fit, and our children need to rediscover the joys of sports and just to go out and play instead of just studying.
स्पोर्ट्स को सब्जेक्ट बनाएं, क्योंकि अगर आप मार्क्स फॉर स्पोर्ट्स दोगे तो सिर्फ इनका ही नहीं, इंडिया का रिपोर्ट कार्ड चमकेगा.
Marks for Sports, we would have liked this slogan to be the Sports Ministry's slogan.
I like cricket. I like badminton. I love all sports.
I would only give Marks for Sports.
Spirit of Sports Award, which I got a few years back by NDTV. It was a huge moment in my life.
To live our dream as a young child is the most important thing. And to that, I actually commend NDTV. To that, I actually commend Nirmal Lifestyle. And to that, I commend Ranbir for actually taking this initiative to drive Marks for Sport.
We will do every little that we can to make this country the fittest country on planet Earth.
We asked a few people which was India's fittest city, and this is what they had to say.
दौड़ते दौड़ते हम एक नया दिल्ली बनाएंगे.
Tandurust body chi, Amchi Mumbai.
India's fittest uru is Namma Bengaluru.
चंडीगढ़ शेर का पुत्र.
कोलकाता सब थाके fit तार joy निश्चित.
Parag Thira, Hyderabad Veera.
I got inspired by fitness ambassadors Virender Sehwag, Sania Mirza, Baiching Bhutia. Fitness, I think, is a huge part of a sportsman's life. And I think everyone should do it, not only sports persons, but I think everyone should do it so that they're fit and they could live their life happily.
The give half an hour of their time to stay healthy, because healthy mind, healthy body is always a healthy mind.
यही है मेरी दुनिया, छोटे-छोटे कदम लड़खड़ाए अगर.
My journey reflects the journey of Marks for Sports, and it's starting again with its 3rd season. And I would request all of you to join this movement and make India a better, fitter, and a sporting nation.
पाने की है कोशिश अब यहाँ.
And as we kickstart this fitness revolution once again, let's welcome one of the Mumbai film industry's fittest actors, and somebody who's really been our partner through this entire exercise. Please come here. Ranbir Kapoor, thank you so much. Ranbir Kapoor, thank you so much for being with us. Ranbir, you've really been helping us so much on this all this time.
To be honest, fitness and sports is something which makes you happy. I think it changes your life. The first thing which always I think is the issue is the knowledge of it. You know, we are so distracted by other things that we ignore this side. I don't think there's anything greater than being fit, which will keep you happy in your mind and in your health.
Great. Well, you know, one of the first things that we've been talking about is Marks for Sports. Somehow getting schools to pay some attention to sports. You know, people tell their kids, you know, marks aapko marks aane chahiye, kya khel kood kar rahe ho? So how do we change that? How do we actually get, you know, sports put onto the curriculum? Now, we've been pushing that for a while. Ramesh, this is a question we've been asking people. What is it that we would like the government to do on this?
Basically, Vikram, I think it is critical that we look at sports fundamentally differently. Till we don't do that, fundamental changes will not happen. We studied countries across the globe that do well in sport, and we realized that sports is given a lot more importance than what it is in India. So fundamentally, if marks are given for sports, suddenly you will have a totally different way of looking at sports. So at 6 o'clock, instead of the mother telling the child, "Ke beta, don't waste your time in khelne kudne mein," she'll suddenly say, "No, 1 hour playing is very important because you'll get marks for it." So everything here is linked to marks. Everything is in India is linked to incentive. We need to incentivize sports and fitness to change the fitness scene in this country.
Hang on, I'm just going to interrupt ourselves. The Chief Minister has just walked in. Mr. Fadnavis, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Fadnavis. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a real pleasure to have you with us. We were just discussing this concept of sports, and the basic question is, as we were just saying, that sometimes parents don't want their children to pursue sports, even if they're a potential champion. Why? Because there are no marks for it, because it's not considered the right thing to do. So I was getting Viren to answer that, but maybe you want to just come in with your quick take on this?
No, that's true, because I feel that parents feel that there is no career in sports in India. Actually, there is, but not every child achieves what the ace players have achieved. So there is always a fear in the mind of the parents, and they want their child to go into mainstream. In Maharashtra, we have our policy, sports policy, which gives additional marks to those sports persons who cannot devote their time for studies but excel in sports. So we feel that by giving them additional marks, we ensure that they get admissions in good colleges, in the good courses. But I think we professionally, we need to encourage people so that they also encourage their children to go into sports. Right now, basically, we are focused on 2-3 sports only in a society. If it's cricket, you get sponsors. But it's any other sport, you don't get a sponsor, or you don't see a very bright career. So I think once we professionalize most of the sports and we create a scenario where in any sports, if you excel, then you have a good career. If this is the case, I think that people will encourage their children.
All right. Viren, you want to come in on that?
Right now, actually a very minuscule proportion of our population, especially the student population, actually plays sport. If you see a lot of the new schools in urban cities like Mumbai, most of the new schools do not even have playgrounds. So we got to figure out a way how to get kids playing. And what Dharmesh said that, we cannot have sport. Right now it's still regarded as an extracurricular activity. We need to get it into more a mainstream activity, that it is an integral part of education. And I think it's not just the sporting part of it, which obviously develops our health and excel, but also the sports person's attitude and mentality. I think the life lessons that you learn playing sport, especially team sports like football, hockey, cricket, I think they are lessons that a classroom can never teach you. You learn teamwork. None of us work in isolation.
Viren, you're preaching to the converted when it comes to why important it is. I guess the question that we are asking is that when you see some young, talented person, and you are saying, I wish this person would play for India someday, and that person's parents look at, and for good reasons. Look at the way we treat many of our sports people, including people who won medals for the country. Look at the conditions you sometimes go back and find themselves in. So with what heart can you go to a parent and saying, no, make your daughter play sports, make your son focus on this? It's for us somehow to give that support system which gives them that comfort. Is that a problem you often face?
Yeah, it's most definitely a problem, and especially in urban cities, you see very, very talented kids in sport. When you come to 10th standard or 12th standard, you're unfortunately faced with a very hard decision. Do I play sport, or do I pursue studies? I was very fortunate, I think, that I was the third child. My parents were very strict with my eldest brother. They were okay, medium with the second guy, and when I came along, they just didn't bother. So,
the third one said, "Jo karna hai, kar lo. Have fun.
So, yeah,
Khelna hai, khel lo."
It shouldn't be that case. It should be for all kids, and unfortunately, we realized only later in life that, yeah, actually sport was important.
All right, Mr. Corey, let me ask you this question then. So, how do you get kids to continue? One option is Marks for Sports, which we are talking to the government about. But can corporate India play a role in some way? Maybe by just giving the financial aid, giving jobs, saying that if you have played for Indian team, or you've played for a state team, or you reach a certain level, we will provide you employment in some way. So you don't have to worry about the fact that, yes, I spent so many years doing sports and now I'm going to starve and my family will starve.
That's of course possible. But I think what's important with sports is that a very large number of kids, almost all, should be participating. Not just the championship caliber people. So I think both is important, to train people very strongly to win in international competitions, national competitions, as well as make sure that everybody participates. With the facilities is the most important thing to my mind. And corporate India could certainly help schools have such facilities. And where schools don't have the facilities, it could be common playgrounds which schools could utilize. But I think it's extremely important that many more of our children participate in sport.
Okay, I'm going to turn to playgrounds in just a second, but cricket, of course, people now, I'm sure many people are looking at their kids and saying, yeah, play cricket, IPL aayega, bahut paise banenge, that might be coming in. But other sports, like you've been trying to promote football, for example. You run one of our top football clubs, and so does Ranveer, so I'm going to ask him the same question. Is it tougher? And how can you and other corporates say, we will give you a safety net if you're taking up sports in a big way?
India, unfortunately, has been a single sport nation, cricket. Cricket is religion for we Indians. So when we wanted to promote football and we wanted to promote a new team, that is Bengaluru FC. So we selected the players and we brought in a great coach from UK. And actually, within the first year, which was our debut year, we won the I-League, we won the tournament, then we won the Federation Cup, and now this year we are number 2 in the tournament. Just by professionalizing the sport and providing the confidence to the players that you will get permanent employment in case you want one, I think the players are doing fantastic. So, and football is one game which is highly fitness oriented. You know, cricket may not be as much fitness oriented as football is, because you have to give in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Similarly, many other sports, you know, the idea is that you have to provide the facilities, as Adi said. You know, that's, I think, very real key, and corporates can really provide that.